some condition. You put some shart, you can say, and this is the conditional sentence.
Yeah. So another way of knowing it's a conditional is that if the sentence has the word if in it, if, agar,
Yes.
or if it has the word when, then if or when, then it's a conditional sentence. Usually we have sentences with if. There are rare sentences with when, but that's also a conditional sentence, right?
Okay.
So these agar magar wale sentences jo hain, these are the conditional sentences, and they have 4 types. As you can see, zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and the third conditional.
Okay.
Let's talk about how do we know that this is a zero conditional sentence. We'll move to the rules later, but let's see. How is it zero conditional? If the sentence talks about a general truth means that कोई ऐसा सच जो पूरी दुनिया को पता है कि ये चीज़ होनी ही होनी है, ठीक है? जैसे हम सबको पता है कि सूरज गुरूब होता है तो अंधेरा हो जाता है, इसको कोई डिनाई नहीं कर सकता. No one can deny it. So that is a general truth. Or scientific laws. A sentence that talks about scientific laws. A sentence that states a fact. Or a general truth. For example, you can see on the screen, if the sun sets, it gets dark. Okay? So that's a general truth. So you agree with that too? It gets dark, right?
If the sun sets, it gets dark. No.
Why don't you agree with that?
Yes, because I have seen this in my daily life.
Like how when the sun moves away, doesn't it change? The morning thing is not there. The light is very like getting darker.
Yes, ma'am, it is so, and we observe it on daily life. That it's become when it will be sets, then it will be darker more.
Yeah. Maybe you think that there are some beautiful, colorful lights out up in the sky. That's why you say it doesn't look dark. Is that so?
Yes, it is so. Yes.
But yeah.
It could be darker, but not completely dark. It is dark, but not completely dark.
Yeah, we are talking about something general, that not completely dark, but if you compare that with the morning situation, it's dark, right?
Okay. Yes.
That's why we say if the sun sets, it gets dark.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And normally we say that हाँ सूरज गुरूब हो जाएगा, अंधेरा हो जाएगा उसके बाद. So it's a general fact. It's a general truth, right? So okay, now we talked about what a general truth is. Let's see its rules. Let me check. No participant. Okay, good. Okay, the rule here is that, remember, in a conditional sentence, there are 2 parts of a sentence, right? The first part of the sentence, the clause, 2 clauses that make a sentence. The first clause is known as the if clause. The second clause that comes after it is the main clause. These 2 clauses make up the whole conditional sentence, right? The if clause and the main clause. The if clause has the word if in it, if, right? And it talks about the agar, kya, agar aisa hota. That's the if clause. The other clause that comes after is the main clause, and that is basically the result or outcome. जैसे हमने पहले वो सेंटेंस क्लॉज में बात की होगी कि अगर ऐसा होता तो फिर ये होता. वो जो ये होता है वो हमारा रिजल्ट है, वो हमारा आउटकम है. That would be in the main clause that comes after the if clause.
Okay.
Right. Got it? Now, talking about the rules, the rule is, if you remember this formula, you can write that down, or you have the presentation too. Next time when we'll start practicing and doing the assignments on it, you can put the formula in front of you. This is the formula, the if plus present simple plus that, so that you can look at it, refer back to it, then try writing a sentence, refer back to it, try writing a sentence until it gets ingrained in your mind, like other rule tenses. Okay, so
okay,
yeah, so the formula is, if comes, right, if, then the tense that we're going to use in the if clause, the first part, is present simple, right? And in the main clause we also use the tense present simple. Present simple tense is where वो कहते हैं ना s और yes का इजाफा कर दिया. That's the present simple tense, right? Yeah. So look, you can see the example. Now, if you try matching it with the rule, we have the if, check, good. Then we have the present simple
Okay.
tense. You can see एक verb के साथ ही हम SES का इजाफा करते हैं, यही होता है present simple. तो आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे जो action verb है वो set है, set, sun set, right? That's the verb. Set के साथ हमने s लगा दिया. And then again, if you see in the main clause, again it just said simply at the present simple, and that's verb को हमने s कर दिया, get. So gets, gets. Right? Did you get that? Any question? Any confusion? Anila, am I audible?
Ma'am, you are audible now. I have actually issue with the network,
Okay.
and that's why I disconnected, and now I can listen you.
Okay, no problem. We'll repeat that again. So I was basically saying that you can see that if the sun gets, it has used if and the present simple, and the main clause also has used, just simply put the present simple thing. So it's from get to gets, right? So that's the simple rule. It's a very simple rule, right?
Oh, okay.
So next time you
I
see,
understood.
yeah, very good. Next time you see a sentence that's talking about something general that everybody in the world agrees with, right? That would be a zero conditional.
Okay.
Then you also know okay, this is the rule of this sentence, this type of condition, so you can apply that. Okay, so as I was saying, besides general truths, there are also scientific laws. Scientific laws, let's see how scientific laws comes in zero conditional. Look, in the next slide, you can see water, some eggs are boiling in the water, the water is simply boiling, right?
Yes.
So, look, I have a scientific law, and you tell me again if you agree with that. If you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree. I totally agree.
Good. So, what about the rules? If again, every sentence.
Because
Yeah, go on.
I have listened in my physics book when I was in the 9th class, I think. So because in the chemistry class, I don't know, physics or chemistry, there was subject in this. If you heat the water to 100 degrees centigrade, then it boils.
Yeah.
This was the question of chemistry.
Yeah, very good. You have a sharp memory. Basically, look, even if even in our daily lives, when we are cooking or boiling water, when the water starts boiling, when it's on the gas on the stove, what does that mean? It means that it has reached 200 degrees Celsius. So at that point, you put a thermometer in that. It would be somewhere like very near to 100 degrees Celsius or 100 degrees Celsius or even above that. So as soon as it hits 100 degrees Celsius, it starts boiling, right? So that's something that we daily almost do. So that means that's a scientific law, and that is a zero conditional. Again, the same rule. It's if, present simple. You can see if, and then if you heat water, it's a present simple. Cause you के साथ हम SES का इजाफा नहीं करते, present simple है. SES हम वहाँ लगाते हैं present simple में. आपको पता है जब we are talking about like he, she, something like that. But you and I, they don't get the SES if you kind of talk about the rules of the present simple. तो basically यहाँ पे वही जो tense के rules हैं वही apply होते हैं. ये चीज़ मैं इसलिए clear कर रही थी, अगर आप कह रहे हो कि इसने SES का कहा था, तो yes, SES we use that, but obviously with you we can't use the SES, but it's still a present simple, right?
Yes, ma'am. I understood your point.
Yeah. So as I also said that these sentences can also have if. Besides having if, they can also have the word when. When वाले sentences भी conditional में आते हैं. For example, इसी को अगर मैं when में कर दूं, if सब वही रहेगा, सिर्फ if की जगह मैंने when लगा दिया. देख सकते हो. When you heat water to 100 degrees Celsius, it boils.
Okay.
ठीक है. Now let's talk about the first conditional. This is we talked about zero conditional. Now it comes the second type. That's the first conditional. Okay.
Madam, why it is called zero conditional?
Okay, zero conditional. Let me tell. 1 minute. Ready to go. Yeah. It's called zero conditional because when you go over all the types of the conditionals in here, then you'll see, as I will talk about, this one talks about this one talks about this. You'll see that this zero conditional is put at the very start. It talks about something that everyone agrees on, that everyone. So that's why they put it. No one has a like, कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जो उसको deny कर सकता है, इस तरह की बात होती है. तो उसमें कोई 1 2 3 की पॉसिबिलिटी भी नहीं होती, इसलिए उसको वैसे ही जनरली कोई ख़ास वजह नहीं है, बट उसको एक ज़ीरो का नाम दे दिया. लेकिन उस कोई ऐसी ख़ास वजह नहीं है कि अच्छा इसमें कोई इसलिए ज़ीरो कहा या इसलिए, बस वजह ये है कि the other types that I'm going to talk about now, उनमें कुछ पॉसिबिलिटी होती है कि लोग डिनाई कर सकते हैं, ठीक है. जबकि ये जो है इसमें कोई ऐसी पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं होती डिनाई करने की. जैसे मैंने आपको दिखाया, मैंने आपको एग्जांपल दिखाया सनसेट्स की, वाटर बॉयल्स की, तो इसलिए उसको ज़ीरो कह दिया.
ठीक है.
Okay, so yeah, our meeting will end in 10 minutes, so then I'll start another session after that. So let's utilize these 10 minutes. We'll take a 5 minutes break after that, and then we'll have the second session, right? Okay, so I'm audible to you?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, now the first conditional. If there's any sentence that talks about a situation, right, that may happen, or it's not necessary that it may happen, there's a possibility that it can happen, and also it has it's related to something future event. It's not something present, it's something like this upcoming thing is going to be the future thing. For example, in the picture you can see a girl, or yeah, she's a girl maybe with an umbrella walking on the rain. So the sentence is, if it rains, I will take an umbrella. Let's not talk about the rule at the moment. Let's talk about the situation here. So you know, okay, हाँ मैंने अगर बारिश होती है, ठीक है, तो मेरा एक अम्ब्रेला लेके जाऊंगी. अब इसको हम ये नहीं कहेंगे कि 100% कोई अम्ब्रेला लेकर जाएगा ही जाएगा. अक्सर लोग जल्दी में होते हैं, भूल जाते हैं, ठीक है, निकलते they may go without an umbrella. तो हम ये नहीं कह सकते it's 100% to 100% it's going to be accurate. That's why it's not considered a zero conditional, it's considered a first conditional, because there is a possibility that it might not happen, or there's a possibility it might happen, right? So you can see, if it rains, I will take an umbrella, and it's related to future event. And obviously अगर अभी बारिश होगी तो बाद में, like तब मैं umbrella लूंगा, तो it's something future. Did you get the point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I got.
Okay, so let's talk about the rules. Again, it's going to start with the if, and the first clause, that's the if clause here, that will have a present simple. Like, you know, SES का इजाफा, या you या I है तो हम कुछ भी नहीं लगाएंगे, it's simple. So यहाँ पे rain, so rains, if it rains, SES का हो गया. And in the next clause we have, we won't use the present simple. In the next clause here, we use will and the base verb. Base verb is basically, it's the first form of verb. No second form, no third form, just the first form of verb. For example, take is a verb, and we take the first form. If it be second, third, that would be took or taken. So we'll use the base verb, first form of verb. So that's the rules here, and you can see it matches with the sentence. Did you get that?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am, I got.
Now, that was something that it's a possible future event that may happen or may not. Now, let's talk about another example in the same condition. If you study, you will pass the exam. Now, that's also a possibility. There's no all, ये guarantee नहीं है. हाँ, study करना तो होता है कि यार आपने study करनी है, then you can pass. That's not always 100%, you know, thing कि अगर उसने study की तो हाँ हम पक्का ठक्का कह सकते हैं कि उसने पास होना है. Do you agree with that?
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
हाँ, like कुछ ऊपर नीचे हो सकता है. We don't.
If you will not study, you will.
Yeah, fail. But sometimes you've seen people, they're not studying but they still pass. Haven't you seen that?
Yes, I saw.
So that's why.
I have seen.
Yeah, that's why we say it's that's why we say it's something that may or may not happen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
but it's
Okay.
likely to happen. So again, we put this example here: if you study, you will pass the exam. So as it goes with the thing that it's a possible future situation, may or may not happen, something real, then it's a first conditional, and it's the same rule is applied here, right? If, present simple, will, and the base verb, the first form of verb basically.
Okay, ma'am.
Now moving to the second conditional. Here we have a situation which is totally unreal. ऐसी situation जो reality में नहीं हो सकती है, सिर्फ आप कुछ ख्वाबों में देख सकते हो, movies में देख सकते हो. Unreal situation or even an imagined situation. By imagined situation, I mean that the situation could happen, but it's something you've just imagined. एक तो है कि बिल्कुल हो ही नहीं सकती ना रियलिटी में. एक इमेजिन सिचुएशन होती है जो रियलिटी में हो सकती है, लेकिन वो जैसे हम अक्सर सोचते हैं, इमेजिन करते हैं कि यार ऐसा होता, ठीक है, और वो रियलिटी में हो सकता है. और एक होती है जो आप सोचते हो कि लेकिन वो रियलिटी में हो नहीं सकता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू टॉक अबाउट अनरियल सिचुएशन, इफ आई वर अ बर्ड आई वुड फ्लाई. लाइक यू नो, इन रियलिटी में ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि आप एक परिंदा हो और आप उड़ जाओ, ठीक है. So that's why it's an unreal situation, और इसलिए that's why we call it a second conditional. So इसके क्या rules हैं? इसके rules हैं again if, but we'll use past simple. Before that we use present simple. Now we're going to use past simple. That's was and were, right? One thing. Normally we know that I goes with was. Like I was doing my work. I के साथ was जाता है. लेकिन जब हम कंडीशनल्स की उसमें आते हैं ना, जहाँ पे इफ वगैरह होता है, तो वहाँ पे आप आई के साथ was नहीं लगाते, आई के साथ वर लगाते हो, ठीक है.